This is a part of the series of teachings that the writers team is arranging and organizing to bring to you in the very rich tradition of the Ganden lineage, where like students of the past, the writers team have been very, very fortunate to have received personally from Rinpoche a lot of very precious teachings. And over time that we have practiced it, we have blogged about it, we have written about it. And as an extension of the preservation of our precious lineage, what the writers, represented by our very capable pastors, are now beginning to do is to bring the teachings that we have received from Rinpoche to the rest of you. And from you, hopefully, it will propagate. Now, today's teachings is very interesting. It's about mandala offerings. As you know, the mandala offering is a symbolic representation of offering the very best, everything within the universe, and even the best of the universe to the Buddha. As you already know, making offerings is one of the most effective ways of accumulating merits. And we need the merits for Dharma work. We need the merits for the purification of our negative karma. So it's a very, very important thing to be able to have and to aim for. Now, if making offerings is such an important thing, then what could be more precious than offering the universe? So today's talk is perhaps, I think, one of the key teachings, in my opinion. Why is it so? Because when we think about it, when you study the history of Lama Tsongkhapa, as we already know, was already enlightened, but he was very humble. And one of the things, the two things Lama Tsongkhapa was known for many things, but one of the things that stood out was how he was meditating, focusing on a lot of meditating, and then in order to receive, I suppose, how do I put this? In order to receive higher attainments and clarity of what he was studying and meditating on, he was advised by Manjushri, actually, that instead of to leave aside for the time being scholarly pursuits and to go into a very intense retreat of mandala offering. Now, even before that, Lama Atisha was known to never to have missed his mandala offering on a daily basis. So this is a very, very important teaching. So we are very fortunate today to be here this afternoon to receive this teaching from Pastor David, who is, without doubt, one of our leading scholars and pastors. So can I request for all of you to be upstanding and to put your hands together to welcome Pastor David, who will bring to us the very important teaching of our lineage, the mandala offering. Pastor David.
Today, it's not just I'm not just going to talk about the mandala offering, which I will. I'm going to share a little bit about Dharma attitude. This is based on Rinpoche's blog called Dharma Attitude, Work, and TDL, Tupten Darjeeling. Rinpoche had a teaching online on the blog post. Even if I'm sharing you, please go on to this blog post if you have not read it. There's also a video on it, and it is, especially if you are doing Dharma work, Dharma volunteerism. Okay? So before I start, I think there needs to be a little definition of Dharma. We always use Dharma, the word Dharma, Dharma this, Dharma work, Dharma practice, Dharma this, Dharma that, doing more Dharma, getting deeper into Dharma practice, getting deeper into Dharma. So what is Dharma? Does anybody know? I would like to pose the question, then I will answer along. See, because Dharma is something all of us know, but do we really know what it really means? What Dharma actually means? Anybody? You don't need a mic, you just say it and I'll repeat it so everybody can hear.
Dharma is the Buddha's teachings.
The Buddha's teachings, very good. Any other definitions? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Yes, Dharma is the Buddha's teachings. Dharma itself can be anything. It can be teachings of any religion, any teacher. So in Buddhism, we specifically refer to Buddha Dharma. So we shorten it to just Dharma, so the Buddha's teachings. And also, if you read a lot, they also define it as the law. And one of the most intriguing definitions I've read so far, which I thought was incredible, was this definition of Dharma, which is protection from suffering. Everything from your attitude to the way you talk, the way you act, is Dharma. Is actions, it is teachings that define your actions, your body, speech, and mind into something that benefits and protects you from suffering. So they shorten just protection from suffering. I thought that was incredible because I never thought of it that way. Because, when years ago when I first know about Buddhism, Dharma immediately, wow, Dharma is Buddha's teachings. What is Buddha's teachings? The Buddha's intent for his teachings is to protect us from suffering. So that is a really important basis. And the second thing I would like to define together with you guys is Dharma work. What is Dharma work? So any hands? Come on, volunteers. I know it's Sunday. You just have lunch. I know you're digesting right now. So I know the blood has rushed down. So any show? What is Dharma work to you? Please help me define. Positive action. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I mean more specific lah, Then it's all that you say, but more specific. What do you think is Dharma work? There's Dharma work and Dharma practice. Okay, I'll give you a better understanding, since I guess Dharma work is for those who have been given a stipend, who are doing Dharma work in any of the departments in Kechara. Dharma work is also those who volunteer in Kechara, anything, to do the offerings on the altar, to turn on the lights, who come earlier to turn on the lights, the technicians behind, Si Kyong and Liu, who's doing the sound system, KIM people to do the camera, people downstairs from Manjushri Hill who is doing the registration and selling. Dharma work is that. Whether you are being paid a stipend or not, whether you volunteer or not, is Dharma work. Okay? And yes, it's anything you do to benefit others, but it's more specific. Okay, I was looking for something more specific. And it's something that Rinpoche coined for the organization, for us to have a structure to benefit people. Okay, so there are people here who are from the various departments. You're working, you're doing Dharma work. You're being paid a stipend, to do Dharma work. So Rinpoche had a very good definition, which I also want to share with you guys. Dharma work, Rinpoche said, is about giving. Because going, outside when you go to work, you get a salary. You're basically just working to get a paycheck. Okay? But in doing Dharma work, you are getting a stipend. And the correct attitude is to give back. Because when you do Dharma work, it is the purpose is to benefit others. All of us know that. So that's why today the talk will be structured around this, about the attitude that we have when you come into Kechara House to volunteer, even to come for teachings, to come for pujas, to come to volunteer if you're helping any of the departments, to go on KSK rounds. Anything you volunteer is Dharma work. And Rinpoche said it's a practice of giving. So whether you are receiving a stipend or not, you must have this attitude that you're not doing anybody a favor. You're not doing the BODs a favor, the people in charge, the heads of departments, the people who man the registration down there, the pastors. You're not doing me a favor. To come to a teaching, you're not doing me a favor, okay? You're doing yourself a favor. You're not doing Rinpoche a favor. You're not. You must not have this attitude when you come to do Dharma work, coming to Kechara house. You cannot have this attitude. Why? Rinpoche had a very good analogy, scenario to give you. Otherwise, if you have that attitude, you offer incense, you offer prostration, you offer flowers, you offer kata. You're doing your guru and the Buddha a favor. So are you. So if you're not, then you have to frame yourself in that kind of Dharma attitude. So the other definition that I really like is that Dharma, not Dharma work, or just Dharma, is to root out the selfish mind. So when you come to the Dharma Center, you come volunteer and do all that, you have to come here with an open mind. You have to come with a pleasant attitude. All of us have our personal life, our problems, our husband problem, wife problem, children problem. If we are volunteers, we have a job outside, we have a job problem, career problem. We have our own problem, we stay at home, I don't know. We have all sorts of problems, financial problem, relationship problem, friends problem. We have so many problems, and then we come here. What's the attitude you should have? You should not, all these problems you have, you should not use it and dump it on people. You should not show an attitude. Some of us don't realize this, but we must have awareness, okay? We cannot come to the Dharma Center, do our Dharma job. A lot of here are Dharma volunteers and Dharma staff. Rinpoche said you are very, very lucky. You are being paid to learn the Dharma, to do Dharma work to benefit people. So it's a privilege. So you cannot have the attitude where you come here, you bring out your emotional problems, you act out, you lash out at people, you are bitchy, you are rude, you're not timely, you have all sorts of excuses that, my cat ate my assignment, my report I'm supposed to do, I've got this problem, that problem. And some people, they complain a lot. They complain, whether or not the complaint is legitimate, that is true, it could be legitimate, but you see, some of us, we take the complaint and we make more complaints out of the complaint. Some people are known to just have complaints and excuses. So that's not the Dharma attitude. So Rinpoche says, your personal life, the problems, you created it. It was you who started it. You were the one who went and, you have your relationships, you have your husbands and wives, your kids, your family, your personal life. It's you. Since it's you, you have to take steps to take the Dharma and apply and change, transform. Dharma work, Dharma attitude is transformation. So you come for the teachings. What's the purpose of teachings? It's not more knowledge, more like me in the sun, I was like cramming all this information in my head. All this knowledge to your head, you have to reflect that knowledge. You have to act it out. So that is very important when you come. And this Dharma attitude post and teaching is very, very relevant to all of us here in this room and anyone else. It's good to share also. And don't share in a way that, you put people down. Dharma can, there are some people, in Dharma, they know so much, they lecture you, they can tell you, they do the pujas, they memorize everything. Oh, by the way, I have not memorized fully everything, but I will tell you the best I can. They memorize everything, the prayers, they can recite, they're so holy, and they know the center's history, they know all the Dharma teachings, they can quote for you from the text, but their attitude and the way they do their Dharma work, the way they relate to their Dharma brothers and sisters is not Dharma. Okay, yes, there are some people. You definitely, I think a lot of you, I see some people nodding their heads. You have encountered these people. The Dharma attitude in encountering these people is, don't let them pull you down. Don't let them affect you, affect your attitude. Make you think that Dharma, everyone is like that. Not everyone is like that. And second of all is, it is okay to tell them nicely, not bitchily, not raise your voice, but nicely and firmly, Rinpoche said, that if they've used you or they have acted in a way that was not nice, you can tell them, Rinpoche says. So there are people like that in the Dharma Center, because Rinpoche say, this is a hospital. This is I don't want to use a mental hospital because we all like Tanjung Rambutan here. This is not a mental hospital. This is a spiritual hospital. This is a place where everyone comes here to seek solace and peace. So solace and wisdom, peace and wisdom. So knowing that you come here, you don't dump your emotional problems. And worse off, if you are being paid, you must not have an attitude where you do other people a favor or you act in ways that you don't follow the rules. You don't toe your line. You don't pull your weight. Meaning you're supposed to do a certain thing you promise to do. You have to follow it through. And Rinpoche said, every Dharma organization, there are rules and regulations. It's unique to the Dharma organization, right? So it's unique to the Dharma organization. It has grown, it has evolved over time. So it is meant, the rules are meant to guide, to put a structure so everybody fall in line, and so there is a kind of structure that helps us grow spiritually and benefit people. Rinpoche gave this example of, there's a road and it's slippery, and there's a speed limit. You have to slow down. So Rinpoche said the speed limit is not to control you. It's not to make it difficult, make your life difficult. The speed limit or the rules and regulations in a Dharma organization is to guide you, to help others. So that's the purpose. So everybody must have that in mind. And don't just because it doesn't make sense to you and you discard it. Yes, there are rules and regulations, Rinpoche said, that may not be perfect. There's nothing perfect in life, but you can help make it perfect. You can talk with the people in charge if you find that it doesn't work. Don't just discard whatever rules and regulations to suit whatever you need to do. So this is very important. In a Dharma organization, most important is you do what you say, you promise, you do. You have to have integrity. You have to have drive. You have to have drive and perseverance. Sometimes you encounter problems and difficulties. Talk, communicate, make things work. Don't just stop there and because whatever Dharma projects you have been assigned or you're working towards will benefit someone. So if you stop, then you stop benefiting people. Okay, so there's this kind of attitude. And Rinpoche said, which is very nice, is that he said, all of us can do Dharma practice at home. We can do our Mandala offerings, learning, reading the Lam Rim. We can do our whatever, Lama Tsongkhapa retreat. We can do it all at home. But like this, it's like this. He gave this example. There's a lot of torrential river. So you want to build a bridge across. And then you build the bridge yourself, which is going to take a lot of effort, time, or you group around together with a bunch of people with the same intention and you build the bridge. So when you build a bridge, together with people, you'll build it faster and you'll be more successful quicker. And you'll be able to benefit. But once it's faster and bigger and you build the bridge stronger, then more people will come and be able to cross the bridge. So the Dharma Center, your Dharma work is like this bridge. So together you build it stronger, faster, and Rinpoche welcomes everyone to build it together. So, there's a few things more. Rinpoche said that in the blog post that there are people who are sponsors. Some of you, I think many of you are sponsors, small time, big time, it doesn't matter. The attitude of a sponsor is someone who is sponsoring the Dharma without expectations. You don't expect special privileges afforded to you. Okay, some people, not even sponsor, also have this expectation. So if you're not a sponsor, you don't also have this expectation, you'll be treated special in whatever reason, for whatever reason you have, okay? So don't expect this, although you're a sponsor. And Rinpoche said the merits will be manifold. And don't expect shortcuts and privileges and all. As a sponsor, yes, the organization, the BODs, will recognize sponsors, and whether big or small, it does not matter. But don't expect, to be recognized. That is not the right way to sponsor the Dharma. And don't expect privileges, don't expect to be treated differently, and don't be jealous. There's another thing very important. Between sponsors, between people, it doesn't have to be sponsors. I find this applies to all of us. Some people are quite jealous for whatever reason, their insecurities. Do not be jealous of each other. Some people are doing more. We should rejoice. Whether it's sponsoring Dharma or being a BOD or heading a big project or getting a limelight, because you're doing so much, this, do not be jealous, but rejoice. That's very important. It's Dharma attitude and Dharma practice to rejoice. Rejoicing cuts jealousy. You start by rejoicing first, but it goes more than that. You have to do, it is also something to help you, encourage you to do more according to your capacity, according to what you can. And just because someone is doing more, you shouldn't have an attitude where you do, someone is doing it, so I don't do it. Let them do. You pass the buck. You see someone doing 4, 5, 6 responsibilities, let them do that. Don't have that. If you can, help. Because in helping, you help yourself, Rinpoche said. So that's the attitude Rinpoche is talking about in the post. There's much more. I'm not saying verbatim, but from what I've read, the meaning behind the post. So everybody must understand what it's like to have a Dharma attitude coming into Kechara House, into any of the Kechara departments. And also Rinpoche said there are some people who come to Kechara who do not have a Dharma motivation whatsoever. Okay, some of us, we didn't come originally for Dharma motivation initially. It's okay. But there are some, not just don't have Dharma, they come here to use people. They come here for business, to come here for boyfriends, girlfriends, come here to seek money, to seek contacts, to use people. Okay? When you come across such a person, be alert. Protect your organization. You don't go and challenge them or expose them, of course, in front of them, in a sense that, in a sense, there's some people who you can't do that. It will be wiser and better to speak to someone in charge. Okay? For example, the BODs. For example, the pastors. Okay? Don't be a Dharma police going everywhere reprimanding people. That is not a Dharma attitude either. Because you go out reprimanding everybody. What about yourself? How much are you doing? This is not, Rinpoche said, I'm not saying this to accuse you or tell you, because Rinpoche in the teaching kept saying that this is not to criticize you or put you in a place or make you feel embarrassed, but this is Dharma advice. So this is not something to be used to go around reprimanding people. Okay? This is something to help you have a framework of an attitude in a Dharma center to protect the organization. Also, another thing is, I think that's not mentioned in the blog post is supporting our departments. I think it is an attitude that we should all learn to help develop. What do you mean by supporting the departments? Fundraising. Who pays for the bills? The electricity, the water, the stipends. Who pays for the building of the place? KFR, Kechara Forest Retreat. So fundraising is something Rinpoche said that we should appreciate the sponsors, and something that some of us on small terms should do as well. I know it is not easy. Begging for money is not easy. I'm not a great fundraiser either. My best fundraiser is by far. But anyway, but that's besides the point. Even if you are not someone who can fundraise, you must have appreciation. Meaning, you come to Kechara House, if you notice anything that is faulty, help. Point out. If you can, fix it. Of course, speak to the staff lah. Don't go and come here like a contractor and start to construct the place, redecorate the place, or redo it differently. You speak to the people in charge. The departments, KSK, how many of us have gone on rounds on Saturday instead of spending family time? Every week you spend family time, movies, on Saturday nights. How many of us go to the outlets when there's, of course I know, the only time they go is when there's sales. How many of us, when they go to other Dharma outlets and, they forget we have a Kechara paradise? What about Vajra secrets? What about online, by the way, our pastors, we have a fundraiser. Rinpoche has an aviary in KFR, the fish pond, with a fund to fundraise for the upkeep, the food for the fish. Being a fundraiser doesn't have to be millions of ringgits or thousands of ringgit. It could be 100 ringgit a month, 50 ringgit a month, up to us, up to our capacity, of course. I mean, some of us who earn more, you should try to give back. Don't just take. This is why Rinpoche said, Dharma attitude is giving. Don't expect to come here and learn all this knowledge, do the pujas, solve our problems with the Dharma teachings, go to Dojishukten pujas, Satrap pujas, solve our personal issues, and that's it. Just take and take and take. So having an attitude is learning and knowing how to give back. Also, Rinpoche said, some of us who are in Dharma work, don't give up easily for small problems and say, I quit. Or if you are in charge of a project and say, I quit, I don't want to do it, I'm tired of this person. And then some of us create factions, Gossip here, gossip there, create factions because you don't like this person, you don't like that person, you gossip, and then when they come nearby you, this is something Rinpoche said many times in teachings already. You put your nose, or you don't want to talk to this person, or you tell this person something about the other person, so they don't support him for that person for whatever, their projects or whatever. Don't do that. That's not Dharma attitude. That's not the right Dharma attitude. Otherwise, it's not Dharma. It's just bad attitude. Okay? So I've come to the end of this part. Please go on and on the blog post and read more. Every single line in the teaching was so good. It's so applicable to all of us. Not all of us are evil and we meant to, use Dharma or use people or are bad or have a bad habituations. All of us are intend to do that. But sometimes we don't realize we're doing it. So Dharma helps us self-examine, to change. Dharma, Rinpoche said the other definition of Dharma is to see the truth about ourselves. That's step one. Step two is do something about it. Okay? Thank you very much. Now let's go to the mandala offerings. Okay, I'll structure it like this, my explanation about mandala offerings. I'll give you a background of mandala offerings, the history, the lineage, great masters who practice it, the meaning behind mandala offerings, how come you can collect merit, and then I will show you. First, I will explain in words, then I'll show you step by step, then I'll do once without any explanation. Then we'll break off, I think, into groups to do practice with your tutors. Yeah? Okay, mandala offerings. Mandolo. Mandala is a Sanskrit word that has several meanings. One of them, especially specific to this offering, is defined as taking the essence. You don't have to write notes, actually. It's all in the book already. That's why you have the book. It's taking the essence. So what is the essence you're taking? It's the whole universe. The whole universe. The actual mandala offering is you're offering the whole universe full of the things that are beautiful, attractive, priceless, that you find valuable, that you're attached to, and you offer up. Okay, that's taking the essence. The other definition is circle, round. That's not in the book lah. This is the other meaning. And so mandala offerings, the lineage of this practice comes from Rinpoche's explanation. There is a short condensed explanation by Rinpoche on YouTube. Okay, so according to Rinpoche, is by his teacher from TDL, Thupten Darjeeling, Geshe Trum Gyaltsen, Sultrim Gyaltsen. Rinpoche pronounced it very quickly, so it's Sultrim Gyaltsen. So, and Rinpoche, for this talk, advised also to incorporate the teachings of Khenso Losang Tachin to give you an explanation. Okay? And historically, mandala offerings originally was taught by the Buddha, the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni. This is in a text, is in the Guhya Samaja Tantra. Okay, immediately I know you don't have to say anything. I already know. You are thinking, what is Guhya Samaja? Okay, Guhya Samaja Tantra is a set of teachings taught by Buddha, and it's a higher set of teachings. It's a set of teachings on Tantra. Tantric teachings is a method and a practice and a philosophy to incorporate the Buddhist teachings so that you gain enlightenment fast. Okay, so Guhya Samaja is one of the principal teachings taught by the Buddha. And apparently, the Buddha, in order to give these teachings, arose in a supernatural form, in a form that is known as Vajradhara. Vajradhara, if you want to know how he looks like, it's in a form where he's blue in color, 2 hands, single face. He crosses his hands like that. He's blue in color. He wears the crown of a bodhisattva and jewels and everything, and he holds a vajra and bell. That is Vajradhara. Vajradhara in Buddha Shakyamuni is 1. Okay? So Buddha Shakyamuni taught the Guhya Samaja Tantras. Okay? And the Guhya Samaja Tantra, to give you a very short explanation, literally means secret assembly. Secret assembly. So what kind of secret and what kind of assembly are you talking about, or that I'm talking about, or the Buddha is talking about, is, I don't know if you guys have said in the Black Manjushri, I did talk a little bit about the psychic channels, right? There are 72,000 psychic channels in our body. This is taught in the Guhya Samaja Tantra. And the assembly is to gather all these channels, these psychic winds in the body, okay, to gather them into the central channel to gain enlightenment. So That is Guya Samaja. So this mandala offering comes from the Buddha, which is written in the Guya Samaja Tantra. So that is the basis. And throughout history, there are many, many masters, incredibly amount of masters who have did mandala offerings, a lot of mandala offerings, and gained clairvoyance, gained visions of the Buddhas, gained enlightenment. Principally on mandala offerings. So it's not a simple, I know it's complicated for the beginning. Now you look at it, you look at the diagram, it looks complicated. Don't worry, I'll simplify and tell you how to do it. So I'll have to give you examples, okay? For example, one of the examples was actually before Buddha. This practice is not started by the Buddha, actually even in the previous Buddha. What happened was in the Lamrim, if you read the Lamrim, it is stated in the Lamrim that King Ashoka is one of the most famous Indian Maharajas of India. Maharaja, I mean great king, who was Buddhist, and if you read his historical aspect of it, he's one of the most humane and kindest kings that have ever lived. He's called that not by Buddhist scholars, by ordinary scholars. Why? Some of the things he implemented, not just he built temples and all that, he instituted laws. I've done a bit of research on Ashoka. He instituted laws that save animals. He had laws that make sure that animals are treated well in his kingdom. And he abolished a lot of things, a lot of practices on cruelty in his kingdom. And he instituted a lot of Buddhist practice, but he did not enforce his subjects to be Buddhists, but he instilled Buddhist principles in his rule. So he's one of the most kindest emperors ever. Okay, back to the story. So King Ashoka, in a previous life, during the time of a Buddha called Vipashin, it's a Buddha before our time, one of the earlier Buddhas. During this time, there was a boy, the previous life of King Ashoka. What happened? He was playing on the side of the river and playing with sand. Children like to play with sand. They built sand castles and all. So when the Buddha came, he had a natural instinct to offer a sand castle. I call it a sand castle because it's he offers sand and he visualizes as a mandala. In a text, they say, but I think practically it's probably a castle. He visualizes the universe. He offered that to the Buddha. And the Buddha was very pleased, and he predicted he will be reborn as a Chakravartin, that is a universal monarch. Okay? If you're wondering what that is, it's Chakravartin, universal monarch, is part of Indian legends about a universal king that will rule the world. Okay? The Buddha is said to be one of them. He had a choice. If he goes secular, he will be a universal ruler to rule the world. But he chose the spiritual route. So he became the Buddha. He became a universal monarch from within. So that's one story. Another story is later on, after the Buddha's teachings, there was a nun, an Indian Buddhist nun. In Tibetan, she's known as Gelongma Palmo. Gelongma Palmo. Gelongma means nun. Okay, and Palmo is her name. That's Tibetan. In Indian, sometimes she's known as Lakshmi, sometimes as Srimati. And this nun was a princess. And what happened was she was stricken with leprosy, and she was disgusting to look at. So people shunned away, and eventually she was abandoned in the forest. She built a hut and she stayed there. And one day she had a vision of Indrabodhi, one of the Mahasiddhas, who told her to devote herself to Kuan Yin. So she did it. She devoted to Kuan Yin. She did a lot of mandala offerings. She did a lot of prostrations. And she developed a practice the lineage still extends to this day. The practice is called Nyune. Nyune is a practice I know this is something new to you, but actually if you are in Buddhism long, it's a very common practice where you fast, you take on the 8 precepts, and you do mandala offerings, you do prostrations mantras to 1,000 Kuan Yin. It's a purification practice. It's 3-day retreat. Okay? And she developed practice, and she did it herself every single day. She did it and did it and did it. And you know what? She purified her karma. She healed herself of leprosy. And while she was doing the mandala offerings, she gained vision of 1,000 Nam Kuan Yin. She's famous for that in Tibet. And that was the origin of the practice. And one part of the practice is mandala offerings. It's very powerful. Then next, another story is during the time of Atisha. Atisha is, the previous life was Lama Tsongkhapa. And he had a lay student. Lay means he's not a monk. His name is Drong Tongpa. And he's very famous as a student of Atisha. And he had another student called Gompawa. Gompawa is an incredible practitioner. He's a hermit. He always meditating in retreats. And one day, Drong Tongpa visited his meditational hut, and on his altar at the side, he saw a mandala set, and it was dusty. And Drong Tongpa asked him, "What happened? Why is your set dusty?" And then he said, Gompawa said, he explained that he's been meditating all day and all night. He haven't had time to do the mandala offerings. Then Drong Tongpa was not happy. He said, "This cannot be. Atisha, who is much more attained than you and me, does mandala offerings 6 times a day. How come you're not doing?" So immediately it dawned on this practitioner, this Gompawa, that, actually it's a very important practice. If Atisha, who is so attained, is still doing mandala offerings every single day, why am I not? So he started. And it is said that after he did practices of a lot of mandala offerings, he gained deeper insight into the teachings, and he gained realization during his retreat. His meditations bore fruit. Because before that he was meditating was very difficult. Then finally, Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa is famous. He was told when he was younger, as a young man, he was gathering all the teachings. He went to so many teachers. His absorption rate is just incredible. He's like a sponge. Absorb all the teachings. He read like the text. He read once, he memorized it. He read the next one, he memorized. He can memorize 16, 17 leaves in one day. Memorize, not just memorize, he can explain to you what it means some more. This is the incredible wisdom memory of Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa, after getting all his teachings, he was meditating. He was trying to gain understanding and realization of emptiness. You see, emptiness is something that is one of the highest teachings of the Buddha that you cannot read in books, understand, and it goes in. It is something that you need to have the merits, and you need to meditate to gain realization. And usually in the text, they say, when they describe realization of emptiness, is direct perception of emptiness. Direct perception means you see, you perceive emptiness. At our rate, at our level, we have no idea what perception of emptiness is. So Lama Tsongkhapa was struggling. Even Lama Tsongkhapa, who is Manjushri, was struggling. So he had advice. He had special advice because he had incredible teacher. Besides his human teachers, he had Manjushri as his teacher, and Manjushri advised him, do a retreat. So for Rinpoche, also for you guys, going through problems, difficulties, sometimes retreats are very, very powerful way to purify our karma and to have understanding, realization, and to clear our obstacles in our Dharma work and life. Okay, it's very powerful. So what happened was, Manjushri advised him, do a prostration mandala retreat. your ngondro, preliminary practices. So you know what Lama Tsongkhapa did? I think you all know. He did 3.5 million prostrations and 1.8 million mandala offerings. 1.8 million mandala offerings. And his mandala set is not like yours, so nice and light and easy. Lama Tsongkhapa's mandala set is still existing. I think online, if you Google, right, you can see. It's a stone slab. And the nice pearls and jewels you have that is nice and round and perfect, here's his pebbles. It is said that when he did the mandala offerings, right, he did it so much that it was bleeding. That was how much he wanted to have realization and attainments. That is how much. There's something to be inspired towards. We read all this. It's not something to be, oh, wow, it's just knowledge, to tell someone, to impress someone in a down. It is something to be inspired about. It's something that, okay, we cannot do 1.8 million. We can try to do 1 mandala offering a day, 2 mandala, 3, depending on your timing. Or you can do in a retreat, maybe 1,000 mandala offerings, I don't know. You can plan out after you learn how to do it. And so Lama Tsongkhapa did it. He gained vision. Many Buddhas. One of many sets of Buddha Maitreya, I remember, and also the 35 confessional Buddhas. The 3.5 million prostrations he did to the 35 confessional Buddhas. 100,000 to each. So 35, 100,000, 1 Buddha. So all add up to 3.5 million. Okay? Last story and example is Tsongkhapa's main student, one of his main students, Kedrup J. Okay, Kedrup J, which is, I'm sorry, it's not in the book, this is something but you should know. Kedrup J, if you have the Jayap Sesum, which is Lama Tsongkhapa and 2 sons, remember the statue set? Yeah? On the right is the older one. Usually it's depicted with white hair and with a bit of wrinkles. He is Gyaltsab J. On the left is a younger one. His eyes are usually depicted bulging and a bit fierce looking. That is Kedrup J. Kedrup J is, his current incarnation is the Panchen Lama. Okay, just to let you know. What happened is Kedrup J, after Lama Tsongkhapa entered into Parinirvana, which was yesterday, and yesterday was the anniversary. After Lama Tsongkhapa passed away into clear light, Kedrup J was the greatest scholar in the land already. He was the master of Sutra and Tantra. He knew all the teachings. He also got problem. There's some technical aspect of the teachings he was struggling with, and he had to give teachings, and people were asking questions. So he was struggling. And at that time, he was very emotional, Kedrup J. He was remembering the wisdom and kindness of his guru, Lama Tsongkhapa. So what he did was, in memory of his guru, and he was sad, and he wanted to see his guru very badly. And in memory of his guru, he did mandala offerings. And he offered it to his teacher, asking for blessings, asking for a solution. Because he was already the master of the land. No one else is more smarter or knew the Buddha's teachings more than him. So who else? So he was thinking like that. He don't know who to go to now that his Lama has passed away. He has no one else. So he did mandala offerings in memory of his teacher, and he offered it to his teacher. Idam Guru Mandala Kamnurayatayami, and he offered it to his teacher. He gained 5 visions of Lama Tsongkhapa. JC Panga. This is the Tibetan term, you don't need to remember. What is JC Panga? 5 visions of Kedrup J. There is a Tanka set. You can Google it to see. Lama Tsongkhapa appeared to Kedrup J on 5 consecutive occasions. I don't think it's here, Tanka. 5 consecutive occasions, and each of them looking slightly different. Okay? And Lama Tsongkhapa spoke to his student very kindly and gave him the answer to his problems. So this story is repeated in a monastery to help people who are going through difficulties. You do offer mandala. Offer to your guru, especially if you have very strong samaya or a very strong good samaya with your teacher. You offer to your teacher, It's very powerful, the merits. Okay? So that's all the stories. And then mandala offerings, there are many types. Okay, this is a bit technical. There's outer mandala. This is outer mandala. What I'm going to teach you is outer mandala. Okay? There's inner mandala and there's secret mandala and there's suchness mandala. So in the book, you'll read all of them. Today, I'll be focusing on the outer mandala. Outer mandala, there is 3 types. There is based on the heaps, meaning how many times you throw. There is the 7 heap. There is the 23 heap. There is the 37. What we will be doing is the 37 heap mandala. Okay, the heap is when you when you recite the mandala offering prayer, which comes from the Guhya Samaja Tantra, you will be placing what you recite, you'll be placing it. Okay? And before I go into the explanation of mandala, one more thing, most important, is why do you collect merits by holding a plate, 3 rings, and a little round crown jewel with rice? Some of us are using rice. How does rice convert to merits? How does holding that and reciting words convert into merits? This is a very important aspect, okay? Why and how is like this. Everything we do is karma. Karma, don't make it complicated. Karma is such a big word, Indian word, technical word. Karma is action. Literally, it's action. How do you commit action? Body, speech, mind. You can commit action by speech. Action means your actions, you slap someone, or you give a gift, or you make an offering. That's an action. Speech is you say nice things, you praise someone, or you say nasty, you bitchy, or you recite prayers and mantras. Mind, what is mind karma? Mind karma is your motivation, is the thoughts that you have, is the intention you have, it's your habituation. What kind of habituation you have? So this is the tree. In the text, it is said the strongest karma, okay, is what? Please take a guess. Which is stronger, body, speech, or mind? Very good. Mind is the strongest type of karma. I'm asking you a question because I see a lot of people almost falling asleep. No, just kidding. Mind is the strongest karma of the tree. Why? Because it's through your mind, it's your thoughts that define your actions and your speech. You think first before you say. I know some people don't think and then they talk. I know that. And they don't think and they just act and then, they get in an accident or whatever. But that's also the mind. It's how the mind operates. If the mind don't want to think, that is the mind. It's lazy. That is still the mind. So mind karma is the strongest karma. Hence, the results from the karma, the results is called vipaka, by the way. The technical term is vipaka. The fruit, the result, the consequences, you do good, you get back. Sorry, I slipped. You do good, you get something good in return. The good that you get in return is called vipaka. Okay? The fruits of your actions. V-I-P-A-K-A, vipaka. K-A. This is the fruits of your actions. Okay? The fruits of your actions, not literally the fruit is what comes back to you, is, drum roll, your intent, your motivation, your habituation. So some of us are very habituated to avoid responsibilities. Guess what is your result? Some of us who are very hardworking, what is your result? Some of us cannot control our mouth, what is our result? So everything has a result. But the result is determined by your action. Your intent, your motivation. Hence, this mandala offerings is determined by your intent. Combined with two things actually. Why this creates merits is not just your intent it is who you're offering to. Who are you offering this mandala offering to? Guru only. What is the embodiment of the guru? Take a guess. Huh? 3 jewels? Yes? Say yes? 3 jewels. Your guru is Buddha, your guru is Dharma, your guru is Sangha. Buddha, with no guru, we will not have Kechara house, we won't even know who Buddha Shakyamuni is. He is a strange Indian man who was born during Vesak Day, and that's all you know. And he taught about suffering, and you don't want to know suffering. Yeah, before, that's how I thought about it. That's Buddha. Dharma, the Dharma teachings, what the Dharma text is going to teach you. You read the Dharma book, and some of us cannot even hold half the Dharma text before asleep already. And Sangha, that we know Kechara house. We will be doing on our own. Or most of us will not be doing anything. So some of us, honestly, even like for me, I'm not saying you guys, even for me, if I didn't meet Rinpoche, I would probably be still not doing any Dharma or anything. I'll be probably, my religion will be my job. My religion will be my, shopping Saturday. Today is Sunday. Manutama. That will be my religion every Sunday. Or TV, or the movies. Or my friends, My Sangha is my friends. We sit down, have coffee bean, and, we relax, and we do nothing. At the end of the day, after all that, nothing was accomplished. We are very relaxed. Every week we're relaxing. So, without the guru is your Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the 3 jewels. So you're offering to the 3 jewels. By the power of Grayskull. No, just kidding. I need to make this lighter so you'll be more aware. So this is not He-Man here, but the power of the object, which is the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, which is your guru. Your guru is embodiment of this tree. Merits is generated. Okay? So that is how this offering a pile of stones, plastic stones, some of us, plastic pearls, some of us rice, some of us beans. For me, it's fake ivory, which is basically plastic, and some semi-precious jewels that's just sprinkling, so it looks like real jewels. And then you offer up 3 rings and a crown jewel, and you offer up, can collect merit. The object, your intent. So the intent, Rinpoche's guru said, is for enlightenment, is for liberation, is to gain full enlightenment. For some of us, we are thinking, enlightenment seems very far away. You don't start somewhere, you'll never get there. Any company you go, there's a vision and mission statement, all that, right? The vision of a company is to make money, obviously. Your vision of doing a mandala offering is to become a fully enlightened Buddha. That's your intent. And part of it is purifying, which I'll later show you. Okay, so 37 heaps, mandala offering. Now I'm going to show it to you, how it's done. I'm going to simplify it. If you look in your text, it gives you a very detailed explanation. Okay? Before I start with the explanation, let me show you what you're offering first. What is in the mandala, the visualization. Okay? There are 3 rings. Okay, I tell you what, it'd be better if I explain what you need first. What you need in a mandala offering. Okay? I think if you don't have, it's okay. but if you have, it will be very good. You need this cloth, this yellow cloth. I think a lot of you have bought it. This yellow cloth is specially made for mandala offerings. There's a string attached to it, and there's a red cover, red square border here, and it's square. It is used to keep all the grains inside. Okay, this is the first thing you need. Of course, you need the set lah, your mandala set. Your mandala set consists of a base or plate. Some texts, they say plate, some say base. So it looks like this. This is the base. Okay? And then you have 3 rings. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And if you can see, it decreases in size because it's going to pile up into a mountain. So bigger on the bottom, the medium one in the middle, the smallest on top. This is the 3 rings of the mandala offering. And the mandala set is complete with, this is your crown jewel. This is something you put on top, to place on top, okay? And then I have beads. I was told it was ivory, imitation ivory. Of course, ivory is illegal. So this is basically imitation ivory or synthetic ivory, whatever words you like. So this is it. And you are set. You have the beads, you have the cloth, you have your mandala set. Okay? And of course, you need the text. Meaning, this is the commentary of the practice. What I mean is the long mandala offering, or some they say extensive mandala offering, the prayer. There is in English, there is in Tibetan, there is in Chinese as well. I'm sure it's translated. The Chinese explanation will be next week. If you're wondering where the prayer is, it's right at the back. Page 36, if you're looking at the book. It has Tibetan, and then followed by English. Okay, but most names cannot be translated, so it's a name, so you don't translate names. And the mantra, of course, cannot be translated. Okay, so how do you do, what do you do during a mandala offering? Is the first thing you do is, of course, you place it on your lap. The best, Rinpoche advises to have it on our lap with the cloth. Let me put it properly for you, show you. Oh dear. This string, you put it around here. I know there are some people asking left side, right side. Rinpoche did not specifically say left or right, but Rinpoche did it like that. Okay, you want to follow exactly or you want to do the other way. But I think if you put it this way, it's easier because your left will be holding the mandala, your right will be scooping. So naturally, it will be on the left easier. So this side is free. Okay? Sorry? You can put it on a table also. On a tray. Yeah, someone advised a tray. On a tray, it is fine as well. So what you do is, the string you put around, and then it is advisable if you make a reservoir. I realized this after hundreds of times I drop all the pearls on the floor, all the beads on the floor. I realized I have to do a reservoir. It's Pastor Jinai who very kindly advised me to do this. And do a reservoir by doing like that. And so it stays here, okay? And okay, first thing you need to do is you need to hold a mandala base or plate with your left hand. But you don't hold it empty-handed. You grab a few grains, or a few pearls or beads, whatever you have. in your hand, your left hand, and then only you hold the plate. That's how you hold it. Your hand must not be empty-handed. Okay? First thing you need to do is you need to purify. Purification. So purification is this plate is not a plate anymore. You visualize. It is time to exercise your imagination. This is your mind. Okay? This becomes your mind. And when you purify, you turn it outwards. And not so far out that everything falls out. What happens is you use your right hand, you grab some, and then you recite. Purification, you can do refuge, you can do Vajrasattva, okay? And I was told also 35 confessional Buddhas, if you have memorized it. Otherwise, just do Vajrasattva, okay? And how you do it is, with this, you sprinkle on it and you rub it at the same time. Okay, before I go to do that, when you rub, where do you rub? Your right hand, your inner side of your right hand, all the way up. This is where you rub. That's why you see that's how you rub. Okay? So when you do purification, it's like this. Om Bensa Sato Samaya, Manupalaya, Bensa Sato Tenopa, Didadeve mi bawa, Sutokai mi bawa, Supokai mi bawa, Anuraktu mi bawa, Sawa Sidi mi baya, Sawa Kamasusami, Tishishem Guruhum, Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gada Benza Mami Musa Benza Bao, Maha Samaya Sato Ahum Pet. Clockwise. You know how the direction of the clock? This is the clock, clockwise. First purification is clockwise. This is purifying your negative karma. The beads is your negative karma, and you are purifying it. Next, you after you finish, minimum it is said 3 rounds, minimum. But if you're like me, I'm reciting the 100-syllable Vajrasattva, it's more than 3 rounds. So it's fine. And you just recite it once, it's fine. If it's a short recitation like refuge, recite 3 times and minimum 3 rounds. This is purification. Okay, that's the first thing you do. Second, you turn inwards. This now was outwards, now you turn inwards. You don't have to be all the way so far, just a little bit. Tilt a little bit. So you tilt inwards, you go the other way around, anti-clockwise. You do refuge. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. 3 times, 3 rounds. It's okay, I think just leave it. What is this doing? This is to accumulate the merits, to request for merits, blessings from the 3 jewels. So you can do Vajrasattva also, but what I do is I request the 3 jewels, so you take refuge. It makes sense to me. So you go anti-clockwise. Okay? So you start with purification, and next is gathering of merits and blessings. Okay? This is the 2 things you start first. You have not started the mandala offering. Okay, to start the mandala offering, you make it flat, the base. Okay? You take 1 and you start with the first line. Om Benza Bhumi Ahom. That's the first line. Om Benza Bhumi Wangshen Sergi Sa Shi. So I'm using Tibetan because that's how I remember it. And then after that is Om Benze Reke Ahom. When you say Om Benze Reke Ahom, you're building the fence. This is according to the visualization in the text. You build the fence by sprinkling grains and beads clockwise. Clockwise. Om Benze Reke. Recite slow. Don't rush. Om Benze Reke Ahom. Clockwise. And then Chichaki, Koyuki, then you take the ring. Next thing after you build the fence, you take the ring and you place it already. Chichaki, Koyuki, Kowe, Uso. So when you reach Uso Rigyalpo, your hand must have another clutch of grains. Chichaki, Koyuki, Uso Rigyalpo Rirab, that's Mount Meru. Mount Meru is in the Buddhist belief of cosmology is the mountain right in the middle of the universe. It's the biggest mountain. So you put it in the center. You know where's center? In the middle. This is the ring, clockwise, okay? You place in the middle. Okay? Uso rigelpo viva. Then you will see, there's four continents. Okay, before I go into the other placement after Mount Meru, you must understand the direction first, okay? The direction is very important because that's how they describe in the text. There's east, cardinal directions. What's cardinal? East, west, north, south. So when you're thinking, oh, do I need a compass? No, you do not need a compass. This is the round, this is the universe. When you place like that, you are like on the land, okay? You are sitting in the east, facing west. You. It doesn't matter about the compass and geographical direction. You, the person making the mandala offering, you are east, facing west. So you, the nearest to you is east. So let's say I'm me, I turn this way, I'm sitting here, this is east. Opposite is? On the left? On the right? Everybody get it? East, west, south, north. These are the four cardinal directions.
Why is it not compass?
I was going to explain next. Why is it like that? Is because Rinpoche explained that when we are taking initiation, when entering the mandala of a deity, we always faced eastwards. So this is the same principle. So you are entering into this mandala, in this universe, you always face eastwards, according to this tradition. That's how Rinpoche explained it. Okay? That's the explanation for that. And there's four cardinal directions. The intermediate direction is how? In between. These are the 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8. 8 plus the center. Okay? And that's most important. So you must know the placement. So when you place the objects, you do not have to memorize. Because you look at the text and the diagram is all numbered. That's very easy for you. But actually, there's a pattern to it, the numbers. Because honestly, when I first looked at the numbers, I was confused, like, don't know what. I tried to look at the number and then place. It was very difficult for me. But after when I started doing it, I realized there's a pattern. What's the pattern? Your first placement is in the middle, of course, the Mount Meru. Then you always start, each ring, you start with east. Cardinal directions clockwise first. So how do you go? East, south, west, north. Always this way, clockwise. So east, south, west, north.
East is toward ourselves.
Huh?
Closest to us is east.
You are east, so the closest to you is east on the ring. Okay? East, south, west, north. Clockwise. You first start with these 4. Then some of the offerings, there's more than 4. For example, the 8 mothers. So after the 4, what do? You start there at east. No, you don't go at east. You already placed there. You go next to east. The intermediate direction. So next to east is the southeast. West, southwest, northwest, northeast. Everybody get that? Start first cardinal. East, south, west, north. After you finish that, you go intermediate. It's always like that. But there are some exceptions. For example, after you place Mount Meru, you place the 4 continents. Sha Lupapo, Lo Zambuling, Nu Balangcho, Chang Jarminian. Sha Lupak Po is the first continent you place. Sha is east. Sha Lupak Po, Lo Jambuling. Jambuling is the southern continent. And then the west, Sha Lupak Po, Lo Jambuling, Nu Balangcho, Chang Draminian. So once you finish that, is the subcontinents. Okay, each continent is in each direction. So how do you place that? Lu dan Lupak, the first two. Lu dan Lupak is, you start at east, right? You don't place on the east, you place on the cardinal directions. When you place on the cardinal directions of each side, cardinal directions, intermediate directions. Intermediate direction of the east is left first. Always go on the left. Left and right. This is left. Let's say this is east, okay? This is east. Left, right. Then you go next. The south. Left is where? It's not on here, it's here. It's left, right. You're facing inwards. Left, right. Left, right. Who is confused now? That's how it goes, the order. Okay. The circle. Okay. 4 continents, you place already. Subcontinents now. The eastern subcontinent is where? On the east, right? On the east, you cannot place on top of the main continent. You have to be on the side. So on the side is where? On the left and the right. So you have to have your bearings right. It sounds confusing because you have not done it. Once you do it, once you get the order, it's very simple.
So it's left and right of the main continent?
Yes. How do you determine left and right of each cardinal direction? You are outside of the ring. So left, right. Then you turn left, right. You turn left, right. But you cannot turn the mandala, right? So you have to have a bearing already. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I repeat one more time. The subcontinent is very important because a lot of people get confused here. The subcontinents is very easy. It's east, south, west, north. Subcontinents start with the east again. So the subcontinents is the 2 continents next to the main continent. So it's the left and the right side of the main continent. Okay? So I am let's say I'm Sha Lupak Po, I'm Lupak Po, okay? The Lupak Po continent. Where's my left? This is my left. This is the right. Next continent, Sha Lupak Po, Lo Jambuling. Jambuling is, Nicholas is Jambuling. Where is his left? This is the round, this is the mandala. Where is his left? This is the mandala. His left is Doreen. His right is, don't look at where he's facing. This is the mandala. That's why the most important is the mandala. In front of Nicholas is who? May Ong. Who is that behind Nicholas? Where is the mandala? This is the center. Get it? So left is Doreen, right is Nicholas. May Ong. So this is already the south. West, for example, perfect. Tak Ming, Pastor Tak Ming. Pastor Tak Ming is the perfect because you're facing the correct way. This is in front of Tak Ming is the mandala. So that is west. He's Sha Lupak Po, Lo Jambuling, Nu Balangcho. Balangcho, your new name. Who is on his left? Hands up. You may not know her name. Yiman. Huh? Yiman. Candice. Candice. Candice is on the left. On the right, there's nobody. It's the aisle. So, that's your right. So you get it? And then, who are? Chase. I see Jace. Jace is the northern continent. Shalupapo, Lo Zambe, Nu Balancho, Chang Draminian. Sorry, I cannot remember by life. Draminian, your new name, Draminian. Where is your left? The mandala is the aisle. Jill is the left, and I'm sorry, who is that one behind? Xia Xing. Jia Xing. That's the right. Anyone else confused about this direction? Uh-oh. Okay, I tell you what, I won't go into it more. Later, you ask the tutor, they will help you with it. Yeah, when you're doing it, then you will get a clearer understanding. So the first thing you place, Om Benza Bumi Ahong, you build the fans, sprinkling of pearls, and then immediately you place the ring, the first ring, the biggest ring. Don't place any other smaller ring because you cannot balance upside down. Okay, the biggest ring. And then when you reach the Usu Rirab Gyalpo, okay. Om Benza Bumi Ahong, Wang Shen Se Gisa, Shi, Om Benza Reki Ahong, Chichaki, Koyuki, Kowe, Usu Rigyalpo Rirab. Usu Rigyalpo Rirab. That's Tibetan for Mount Meru. So that's the middle one. Then the 4 continents. Sha Lupapo, Lo Zambalin, Nu Balangcho, Chang Draminian. 4 continents. You place 4 directions. Then the subcontinents, Lu and Lupak. Lu, Lupak. Ngayap, Ngayap Chen. Yonden, Lam Chodro. Draminian, Dramian Gida. You're done with the continents. Okay, each continent, after that, each continent have a special treasure, a special feature of the continent. There are 4 of them, okay, of each main continent. Rinpoche Rewar, which is you start at east again. Rinpoche Rewar, Paksam Gishing, Tuchuba, Mamu Bayi Lutok. Okay, these are foreign words to you. Rinpoche Rewar is the precious mountain. Then Paksam Gishing is the precious tree or wish-fulfilling tree. Dujoba is the precious cow who has unlimited milk one. And then there's the unsown harvest or the precious harvest. That's the Mamu Bayi Lutok. Okay, so you have to place these 4 after the continents and subcontinents. Okay, you still on the same ring. You have not, if your set is correct size, you still haven't. Next is you place the 7 royal emblems and the precious vase. Okay, you go in the same direction. Kolo Rinpoche. The first one is Kolo Rinpoche, precious wheel. Kolo Rinpoche, we start back east. Always start at east. East. Nobu Rinpoche. Where's this? South. Sumo Rinpoche, precious queen. Lumpo Rinpoche. Langpo Rinpoche. Now it's no 2 subcontinents, it's just 1 each. So intermediate direction, 1. So you start on the left. Where's this? Southeast. Next. West, southwest. This direction. Then this one? Tachot Rinpoche, sorry, I didn't name them. Tachot Rinpoche, which is a precious horse. This now was Langpo Rinpoche, Tachot Rinpoche, Mapon Rinpoche. This is Mapon Rinpoche. What is Mapon Rinpoche? Northwest. Last one, Terchen Poi Bumpa. This is the wish-fulfilling vase. That's you finish the first ring. So by then your ring should be covered already. If you're not, you can scoop. Okay? And next ring. After that, you can place the next ring on top. Okay, the next ring is, make sure you get the right ring, okay? Don't place the wrong ring. There are 3 sizes. So the middle one, okay? The middle ring, you place it, and you start with the 8 goddesses already. So the same direction. 8 goddesses is very easy, because it's the 8. So you start with the east, Gekmokma, Trengwama, which is, what's this? South. West, Gekmokma, Trengwama, Luma, Karma. Luma, Karma, Mitokma, Dupuma, Nang selma jichakma. Everybody get that? It's the same direction. So that's finished. By the way, the second ring is quite big. I would advise you, which is to put more. Take your time. Each recitation, put more beads so it fill up. So because otherwise you have to scoop up. It is not wrong either, but it flows better if you fill it up. So you fill up the eight goddesses. You take the last one, the last ring, you put on top. This time is the sun and the moon, Nima Dawa, sun and the moon. Sun and the moon, you don't follow the cardinal directions anymore. You follow left, which is south. What's this direction? Huh? Very good. South and north. Left and right. Basically left and right. Nima Dawa. After Nima Dawa, sun and moon, opposite, what do you call this? West is Rinpoche Duk. What's Rinpoche Duk? Umbrella. Duk, Dukkha, you know Dukkha? Dukkha is umbrella, by the way, white umbrella. Dukkha. So Rinpoche Duk is precious umbrella, precious parasol. You put in the western direction. You pile one. And then the last one, 37 already. The last one is Chotle Nampa Gyewe Gyeltsen. That's Tibetan. That means the victory banner. You put in east. The top one, you don't follow the order. So everybody clear? This one you need to practice. You'll be confused for a while. But yes. Not necessary. You can use the same hand, but some advise you to put more. For example, the middle ring, you have to practice in a sense that you have to estimate. Once you practice, you can estimate how much to put already. You can do it two ways. One is you can scoop one and put each one, scoop one, push one. Or you put a little bit, depending on the ring. Okay? It's okay also. It's okay. It's where you place it. So you placed it. Then the last one is the crown jewel. After you place the victory banner, the last one is not in the seven hip. You use the crown jewel. This is the crown jewel. Everybody, look here. This is the crown jewel. All mandala sets have this. And, okay, let me see. The recitation is like this. Usu ladami peljo punsun sokpa masangwa mepa sangshin. That's when you recite. After you place the last one, you scoop a little bit and you place on top. That's when you recite the last line, Usu ladami. This is not the last, isn't the last la, but it's the last of the placement already. Then you hold the mandala set. When you hold, your right hand has been empty all this while, right? Make sure you scoop one and hold. Same with the left. Okay, then you're done, then you recite the prayer. Usu ladami peljo punsu sopa masangwa, and so on. And then the last one is Saji Poki Jukshik Mitotram, which is the actual short mandala offering. And Idam Guru, the last of the offering is the mantra, Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niratayami. What do? Yes. With your mandala offering of the fingers, you turn inwards. Same thing with this. You turn inwards. So I don't advise you to throw it onto yourself because everything will fall over. You will slide it down. You put it close to you, slide it down, then it will fall over. That's my advice. And one of the things I didn't explain was, was that, just now I was talking where you rub. There's a reason for it, Rinpoche said. This inner part of your hand is one of your psychic channels in your body. In your body has 72,000 psychic channels. This particular psychic channel, if you stimulate it, helps you to gain bodhicitta, compassion. So that's why you're using it to stimulate. Use it to rub. That's the reason. The second thing I didn't explain was that when you make the mandala offering, okay, I need a prayer now, so I'll be reading. I'll read it in English to you instead. To my glorious, holy, and most precious root guru, the lineage gurus, and particularly to the great Lama Tsongkhapa, Buddha, who is the king of sages, Vajradhara, and the entire assembly of deities, I offer these as Buddha field. You transform this universe that you visualize, ordinary, all the things that is beautiful. When you place all this, is you're constructing a whole universe. Okay? When you construct this universe, you convert it when you recite the prayer. You convert it into a Buddha. You purify it. You know what's purification? When you purify, you make it pure, immaculate, that's unstained by your attachment. Okay? So by reciting the prayer, you do that. How like for example, the offerings on the altar, all of us are taught to purify by reciting Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. It's the same principle. So instead of reciting Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, you actually recite and you say you're offering to Lama Tsongkhapa, Buddha, who is the king of sages, Vajradhara, and the entire assembly of deities. I offer these as a Buddha field. You transform it. Okay, use your visualization. Please accept. So you're offering it to your guru. Your guru is in this translation. It says that it's Lama Tsongkhapa. Lobsang. Okay, the Tibetan is like this. Lama Lobsang Tuwang Dorje Chang. Lama Lobsang Tuwang Dorje Chang is a form of Lama Tsongkhapa that is combining Buddha Shakyamuni and Vajradhara. Okay, some of you are going to tell me, hey, aren't they the same being? Yes, they are, but in different aspect. Shakyamuni is the aspect of a monk, symbolic of the sutra teachings, the teachings written in the sutras, in the Lamrim. For you, I think you're more familiar, Lamrim, of karma, of impermanence, of rebirth. This is symbolic. And Vajradhara is symbolic of the tantric teachings. Of doing mandala is a tantric teaching. Lama Tsongkhapa, Guru Yoga is tantric teaching. Reciting mantras and all that. And initiation and manjushri, all that is tantric teachings. And the higher form is Vajrayogini, Heruka, Goya Samaja. Those are the higher form of tantric teachings. Okay, so you combine that. So you visualize your Guru and Lama Tsongkhapa as one. You can, instead of just visualizing Lama Tsongkhapa, you can just visualize your Guru. So instead of saying Lama Lobsang Tuwang Dorje Chang, you can say Tem Rinpoche Tenzin Zopa. Tem Rinpoche is Rinpoche's incarnation name. Tenzin Zopa is his ordination name. This is the name that we refer to, his personal name. So you can use that and offer it to Rinpoche. And in this offering. Okay? So I will do it in front of you one time, and then I think we break off to practice. Okay, I won't take too long. Huh? I feel some beads falling. Again, never mind. I'll just do it once to show you. Om Besa Satu Samaya Manupala Besa Satu Tenopa, Tita de Rumi Bawa, Sutokaya mi Bawa, Supokaya mi Bawa, Anuraka mi Bawa, Sawa Sidi mi Bawa, Sawa Kamasisami, Tishishuyam Kuruhum, Aho Bhagawan, Sawa Tada Gada Benzamami, Musa Benza Bawa Mahasamai Satu Ahum Pet. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Om Benza Bhumi Ahom, Wang Chen Sergi Sashi, Om Benze Reki Ahom, Shijaki Kuyuki, Kowe Usori Gyabo Rirab, Shalu Papo, Lo Zamboling, Nu Balangcho, Chang Draminyan, Lu dan Lupa, Ngayap dan Ngayap Chen, Yunden dan Lam Chodro, Draminyan dan Dramin Gida, Rinpoche Riwo, Pasam Gishin, Jujoba, Mamu Bai Luto. Kolo Rinpoche, Nobo Rinpoche, Sumo Rinpoche, Lumpo Rinpoche, Lampo Rinpoche, Tacho Rinpoche, Mapo Rinpoche, Terchen Poi Bumpa. Not enough, so I feel it. Next ring. Kemoma, Tringwama, Luma, Kama, Mitoma, Dupuma, Nangsema, Trichama. Not enough, fill it up. Last one. Nima, Dawa, Rinpoche Do, Chole Nampa Gyawa Gyalsen. Usu Hlada Mi Peljo Punsun Sopa Masangwa Mipa Sangshin Idu Ongwa Dida Drinchen Zawa Da Gyopa Chepe Peden Lama Dampa Namda Kepa Du Yang Lama Losan Tuwan Doje Chan Chenpu Laso Kodan Chepa Namla Shinkam Uwagi O Tuje Drowe Dundu Shesu So Sheni Kya Daso Drowa Magyo Namki Tada Nyempe Samchen Tamche La Tuze Wa Chenpu Gone Jingi La Tu So Saji Bogi Jushu Mito Tran Rira Linji Inde Gyampadi Sange Shinde Mite Uwagi Droku Namda Shingla Chöpa Sho Idam Gururan Mandalakam Nirata Yami. Okay. So I've come to the end. Thank you very much for coming. And please, especially if you're doing Dharma work, it will be good to learn up this, okay, to create merits.
Every time we do, we will have to start with the Vajrasattva purification.
Oh.
So every set is like that.
Very good question. Very good question. When you do your 100,000 mandala offerings, or you're doing a retreat, let's say you do 3, you have to do the start with purification and the collection of merit. Yes, that combine everything is 1. Then you do it again. Each time you have to clean, you purify, and collect merits. You have to do it together. Every time. Every time you under a mandala. This is the long mandala offering. If you offer the short, by the way, I mentioned this now, there's 9, 23, and 37 heap mandala. The 9 is actually your fingers. I can't fold it, sorry. You know the finger mudra? This is the 9 heap mandala offering. Yeah? So this one everybody know, I think. If you don't know, you can ask anybody who works here how to do this mudra. This is the 9 heap mandala offering. And when you do this, let's say you do this, Saji Pogi Jishu Mito Tram, this one, right? You don't leave this empty. Traditionally, you put your mala on it. You try to play with your hands to put your mala on it, place the mala and offer your mala. That's why Rinpoche said, for us lay people, right, we should have precious or semi-precious stone mala. So when you offer the mandala, short form, the 9 heap mandala, it is really precious stone on it lah. You're offering that lah. Okay? So most important is that.
We call this 37 offerings of 37 heaps, right?
Yeah.
But it's 38. Where is the difference?
Oh, 37 is the heaps that you place. The 38 is the crown jewel.
Okay.
That's not counted as a heap.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why is taking refuge anti-clockwise?
Why is it anti-clockwise? I don't know. It's recommended. It's our lineage. That's how we do it. Why we circumambulate clockwise? Not related to this. Okay. Why clockwise? In the past, in ancient India, circumambulation is done both by Hindus, non-Buddhists, and Buddhists. Okay. The non-Buddhists circumambulate anti-clockwise. So the Buddhists do it the other way around. It's just to differentiate between Buddhists and non-Buddhists. That's why the tradition stuck to this day where it's clockwise. Same thing with the robes also. Rinpoche's robes, you see on the right side, this side is left open, the robe is covered here, right? In ancient India, the monks, there are mendicants, monks of non-Buddhist and Buddhist traditions. The non-Buddhists will go the other way. They'll expose the left. So the Buddhists, to differentiate, historically it evolved that way. But for why this, it's our lineage. You brought a good point, which I didn't show. How do you wrap this? Everything is placed inside. Rinpoche said, your whole mandala offering, the rings, the whole plate, the rings you put inside, and you pile all the beads into the plate. okay? And then you take the four corners. I think leave it, it's fine. Most important, you listen to this explanation. 4 corners, like this. And then you use the other hand, like that. This is the string. You bend it, and then you tie it. Once you tie it, make sure there's no holes for the beads to fall off. And then you slip it in. So this is traditional. It's not you have to put the mandala like that. It's not you don't put like that, it's bad karma. No, it's not. It's not. Chanchu Sencho Rinpoche, Maki Pana Gikushi, Keba Yama Mipaya, Gode Gode Pawasho, Tony Tonga Rinpoche, Maki Pana Gikushi, Keba Yama Mipaya, Gode Gode Pawasho, Dazo Jine Saba Gewadi, Tanandroa Kunla Kampada, Jebajo Solo Sandrapai, Tampi Kurinisa, Shisho, Kewa Kunto Yana Lamada, Dremi Joki Pala Long Choche, Sada Langi Antena Chuni, Doji Changi Kopang Yutosho, Gewadi Yudoda, Lama Sangi Juguni, Joa Chika Malupa. De sala gopasho chi jabo songkapa chosonama pewala geki shamachi wadan tuni malo shawasho dada shengi dusunda jiwash lateni gewalo sandrabai tampa yurva giuji nimo dele sentele nemi koyan dele shi yasenta tu dele pel consciousness gulo consciousness ruso consciousness trashi jesun lama kusar aptenchi namka chuli shu geki pada lo santami jomi sansogi drumuso takto ne giuji gari rawe kowa shingam de pendant dawa malo kyawin chen raising 1000 geso yi shape si de padu den yu hong tong pe ngodu malu pa den dala so so kodan temple lo chona geba su shukten self